Wanna be around so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking round.
I done walked in monster small, still tall against the giants. I ain't never been compliant, I promise I'm too defiant. I ain't never crossed my niggas, I ain't never turned my back, but been unfaithful to my chick. Where's the integrity in that? My bank account been overdrafted, the struggle's upon us. That's the type of shit that lead niggas right back to the corners. I'm like a walking contradiction, saying fam to the ops. They check the bag off the same thing that damaged my pops. I watched the churches spread lies and forcing blind allegiance. Been that piece of 2010 when I stopped worshiping Jesus. Still confined, left in the lurch, depression was lurking, my tactics changed. I swear that old ones just wasn't working. Man, you fuck niggas be tweaking, like they really be on it. Like I won't give you the whole stick and see my P.O. in the morning. I ain't monogamous with hoes, I keep a bed full. Flying off of 2 Z's and 2 cans of Red Bull.
It's a few people probably praying on my downfall. Good on my own, I don't wanna be around y'all. I'm impatiently waiting so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking
I keep
round
it on
off.
me at all times. Ain't afraid to burn them. Run up on him in traffic and put a couple in the sternum. Certified. You other niggas happy with fables.
Every time I come in the kitchen,
I'm in the kitchen bumping dope, man, with crack on the table. I can feel the vibe. Only hating niggas to knock it. Hit the block with a snub stuff deep in my front pocket. Off of no goals. You can tell them lame niggas quit fronting. I've been up for 2 days, thinking I'ma miss something. My phone doing stupid numbers. I'm in the right venue, fucking hoes, counting cash, living off the dollar menu. My trip keep me live, the sauce keep me living, hustle keep me paid, allegations kept me in prison. I got it made, man, I've been in special ed. I want all my niggas home, from the state to the feds. I do it for the bottom, the morals and application. More than an adoration, it's all for the affirmation. What you thought,
It's
though?
a few people probably praying on my downfall. Good on my own, I don't wanna be around y'all. I'm impatiently waiting so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking round off. It's a few people probably praying on my downfall.
Yes, sir. What's good? What's good, everyone? How y'all doing tonight, this evening? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's going to make their way in. We have a dope show today. I just wanted to go live because it's a lot of information coming out about the Microsoft Activision deal and things that was said about from the CMA during a previous hearing back in May, and now it comes to our attention that some of what was said was not true. Possible collusion between the FTC and the CMA, and we're going to definitely talk about that. And Diablo4 setting record sales for Blizzard, and also it's the fastest selling game ever on Xbox. Fastest selling, I think, Blizzard game on Xbox. Knights of the Old Republican look like it's going to get a new developer. We could talk about that as well, and get into any other things that you guys want to talk about. So as you all come in, please hit the like button. Please share the stream out, and we just gonna have a chill and nice show. But we definitely finna talk about this Microsoft Activision because this, this shit it's looking spooky. It's looking spooky out here, Brad Smith just recently went back over to the UK to have some AI talks about regulating AI and the safety of it and things like that. But he also spoke with Jeremy Hunt, which is the Chancellor of the UK. And I think he's going to have another meeting with the CMA. I don't know if all of that happened on the same day or if it's going to happen on different days, but we'll talk about that. And we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna start shouting you guys out in the chat, all the statesmen in the chat, and give y'all due diligence and respect. And then we're gonna get this show started. I did send a link to Mello and Noah. I might be solo on this, but it ain't like I never did a solo show before. So we're gonna get to it. If they come in, they come in. If they don't, they don't. So let's get to the chat. Let me shout you guys out, and then we'll get to it. I've been on the I don't know. I've been on Twitter. I've been seeing all the positive thoughts and reviews regarding Diablo 4. And I was thinking about I'm on the fence whether I want to purchase or not, because me, I don't like the demonic stuff and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, do I be a hypocrite and buy the game? You know what I'm saying? It's very demonic, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. Maybe y'all can convince me in the chat. Shout out to Drake Williams. Yes, shout out to, no, that's myself. 6200 block Dre was good. Was good. And we got the Only Dreams, boy. I'm about to call you the Only Fans, brother, and seeing that dream at the end. You feel me? Shout out to you. Thank you for showing up. Bam Reacts was good. Always pulling up, always supporting. I'm good, Only Dreams. I'm good, man. I'm chilling, man. Aaron, what's good? Salute. Always showing up in support. Eyes Under Hoodie. Post that shit go hard. I need that beat. I have that 90s NYC flow. I flow. I flow CT though. Yeah, that's my homie Brad Fax off his album. It's off his album. I dropped the link in the chat. But yeah, it's off his album that he just released. It's fire too. He got some other bangers on there. One Trick Pony was good. The Dark Lord Fusion was up. I Am Mike was good. One of the baddest bots in the land. Stinger 77 was good. Spider-Man 356 was good. DB was good. Shout out to all the new people in the chat, man. The new names I'm seeing. Two-Face, what's up? And we got Suicide Kings. What's good, man? So what we're going to do here, let me do this here. MCMC, what's up? Mac City Entertainment, another one of the baddest bots in the land. If you don't know them, y'all better find out. Shout out to Snooky Jackson. What's up? Snooky. What's up, Snooky? Texas was good. Who we got here? Whoop kid? Whoop kid? Whoop kid. What's good, whoop kid? Let's see, a lot of new names in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the people that's watching that haven't commented in the chat, man. Salute to y'all too as well. Greg Judy was good. Yep, the CMA, we definitely gonna talk about it. Shane Covert was good. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about it. I'm gonna hop right into it. I'm gonna get straight into it today. I ain't waiting a day because usually, we get to start talking about other stuff, and by the time the Microsoft Activision stuff comes around, I'll be like, well, I'll pick up on the next show, but we definitely gonna talk about it on this show. Snooky, you feel me? Yeah, so shout out to everybody as they come in. Salute. Make sure y'all hit the like button, get the likes up. It helps with the algorithm. It helps put more eyes on the show, the platform, and the content that we're putting out. And I'm just answering y'all call to be more consistent and go live. So Box was good. Box, another new person in the chat. Mozan Smeek was good. What's good, brother? Good. Always good seeing you, brother. Always good seeing long time friends and stuff in the chat, man, that constantly show up every time we go live. So I really appreciate it, man, more than y'all know, man, because it ain't no show without the chat. So let's see here. Let me bring this up here. So let me do this here. Where is it? I'm gonna go here, right? I'm gonna bring this up. Where's the link here? I'm gonna get the link to the letter she wrote to Parliament, and then we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna read through that and what she said that she wrote to the committee, the Parliament. Okay, I got it right here. And I think it's like 4 pages, but we ain't got to go through everything. We're going to read through enough to kind of set precedents on what we're going to be speaking about. Shout out to Master Sif 40 with the $2. Diablo is flame. Can't wait for the showcase. Keep it Xbox. You definitely right. Always Xbox. Shout out to Sheba Army, Brett. What's good? Always good seeing you. Somebody bat F6 Final Fantasy 16 don't look like anybody banned. Dark Kermit, what's good? 26 and 80. That's the number of times the FTC and the CMA met and sent emails just before blocking the ABK merger. Yes, we definitely finna talk about it. We finna look at this this letter that was sent to the committee, that was sent to the parliament. We know Blim, what's his name? Bim or Blim? Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up here. Let me do this here. Where is it? I think it's on my Twitch. Yeah, let me pull that up so I can figure out. Let me see here. Yeah, so the guy name is Bim Ofalomi. He's part of parliament. He was the guy that was questioning Sarah. Sarah's the CEO of the CMA. He was questioning her. Okay, I'm just pull it up. Well, first I'm gonna read it. We're gonna go through the letter first, and we're gonna kind of differentiate on what was said in the letter versus what was said during that session May 16th. So let me put this on the screen. Tank 4632, what's good, man? Let's see here. Here we go. Okay. Let me double click on my. I don't know. Let me zoom this in so y'all can see. It seems like a bit too much. Okay, there we go. So this is Darren Jones, MP, Business and Trade Select Committee, House of Commons, London. Okay, and this was from Sarah Cardell, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the CMA. Okay, so it goes, Dear Darren, thank you for the opportunity to give evidence to the committee on May 16th. During the session, I committed to follow up in writing on 2 points relating to the CMA's international agreement. The committee has since asked for further information on a third point, which this letter also seeks to address. And here we go. This is the part where we want, right? Contact with the FTC in relations to Microsoft planned acquisition of Activision. Okay. It said across much of its works, including merger control, the CMA works closely with other competition authorities around the world, including the Federal Trade Commission, and the Department of Justice in the U.S. and the European Commission. Such engagements enables us to identify common policy issues, share goals and challenges, best practices, and to learn from each other. Ultimately, let me drink some real quick. Hold on. Ultimately benefiting people, businesses, and the wider economy. Engagement in relation to individual cases can also bring substantial benefits. We don't want to hear all this. I didn't think they want to hear all. They know this shit already. You know what I'm saying? The main question was the communication between you and the FTC in terms of leading up to the final decision in terms of blocking the acquisition of Microsoft Activision. Okay, but it goes on to say, in particular, it can enable authorities to identify commonalities and differences in their analytical approach and assessment and better understand each other's processes in relation to merger reviews. Such engagements can also help to reduce burdens on merger parties, as this exchange of information can serve to reduce the volume of questions sent by each individual authority. You kind of spoke about this at the hearing to kind of elongate the answer of the question and literally try to talk around actually answer this question. That's why BAM had to asked her the question again in terms of really specifying what he wanted to know in terms of the communications between the FTC and the UK. It says, in any individual merger case, engagement will typically occur at a working level and will often be fairly frequent. The content and details of such engagement will depend on whether the authorities in question have received a waiver from one or more parties that consents for the authorities to share between them confidential information relating to each party. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to that word waiver. It's going to be very important. What she's talking about here with waiver. Let me read that again. The content and detail of such engagement will depend on whether the authorities in question have received a waiver from one or more parties that consents for the authorities to share between them confidential information relating to each party. In most inquiries where there is an engagement between authorities, merging parties provide such a waiver to help facilitate inter-authority engagement. Okay, so this is where we're going to start getting to the meat. We don't really want to focus on cooperation with the European Commission. This is the meat of what we're talking about right here. As part of the CMA's investigation of Microsoft's anticipated acquisition of Activision, there was engagement with numerous overseas competition authorities. The CMA had waivers in place from the merging parties, as well as some third parties, in relation to several overseas authorities, including the FTC and the European Commission. This enabled the CMA to share certain information with those authorities more freely. One difficulty which the CMA can face in cases such as this, and indeed did face in this case in relation to the FTC in the latter stages of the investigation, is that these waivers can be withdrawn, which, while not preventing engagement with counterparts, can limit the extent to which the CMA can exchange certain information unless other gateways for information exchanges are available. I put up. And so here we go. I committed to follow up with the committee in particular on a question raised about the number of oral and written contacts between the FTC and the CMA in relation to this case. Between the start of the CMA's phase 2, so we're beyond phase 1, right? We're beyond phase 1. We already know the tone they set in phase 1, which was the Sony agenda, right? The entire phase 1 they ran totally with Sony whole perspective on his deal. They said the name Sony, I think about 30 or 40 times in phase 1. Brung up Call of Duty and only Call of Duty in phase 1. And they was more focused on console SLC in phase 1 than they was cloud SLC. Despite they did bring up, now don't get me wrong, they did bring up cloud SLC, but their main focus was Call of Duty and console SLC. So now this communication that we're talking about here, it starts between the beginning of phase 2, right? The phase 2 inquiry on 15th of September 2022 and the publication of its final report on April 26, 2023. So we're going from phase 2 all the way through the final report, right? The CMA had approximately 26 meetings, including calls and virtual meetings, in exchange, i.e., sent and received approximately 74 emails with the FTC, including administrative emails to arrange the calls in relation to this case. Okay. Searches are still being conducted. So there's more communications either that y'all saying y'all can't find or choose to delay or prolong in this case. And we will update the committee as soon as this process is complete, but we do not expect the final numbers to differ materially from those presented here. All right. So from the start of phase 2 inquiry on 15th of September 2022 and the publication of his final report on 26th of April 2023, 26 meetings, 74 emails, which is an approximate. It could be even more, right? So digest that for a minute. Give me just a second. Let me see here. John TJ with the $2. What's up, Post? What's up, Post Up? I'll listen to the show tomorrow. Shout out to you, brother. Okay, so I want you to digest this here, right? Between the start of phase 2 inquiry, 15th of September, and the publication of the final report on April 26th. So through phase 2, all the way through the final report, that is the latter half of the merger, right? You're going for phase 2, where you're setting your tone, where you're kind of positioning yourself in phase 2, in terms of your position in a final decision. And the phase 2 is where you pivot, pretty much. You pivot from console SLC to cloud, right? Because you knew you lost, even in the phase 2, you lost that. Well, you don't even pivot there. You had to come back and what the fuck is going on? You had to come back and change your stance on console SLC because Microsoft supplied additional information to correct the bad math that you was using to come to that stance in the first place, right? So you had to do something that you don't like to do, right? You had to do something you don't like to do. You had to walk it back, right? And then let's go. And then up into the final report, that's where you make your transition into cloud. So let's do this. We're gonna go here, and I want y'all to listen to this. We're gonna listen to this.
So
we're gonna come back here.
Example, did you interact with the FTC in the US and the European Commission in the stages of examining this case? And what weight do you put on those discussions?
So I'll maybe take the answer generally and then come to the specifics. So the starting point I should emphasize is that we are very mindful that we are looking, post-Brexit, we are looking at a significantly larger number of global transactions than we would have done previously.
Has nothing to do with the question.
Authority, we are likely to be looking at deals alongside other authorities.
Has nothing to do with the question.
And the US authorities. So when we're looking at those deals, of course, we are highly mindful of the fact that we want to ensure continuity and a sort of integrity of analysis to the extent possible. Alongside that, our responsibility at the end of the day is to look at the impact for the UK. So we're balancing those two aspects. To answer your question then in terms of specifics and engagement, the extent to which we engage with other authorities on individual cases will depend on whether there are waivers in place from the merging parties that enable us to have specific in relation to the deal. In this, to answer your question then in terms of specifics and engagement, the extent to which we engage with other authorities on individual cases will depend on whether there are waivers in place from the merging parties that enable us to have specific conversations in relation to the deal. In this case, for example, we had a waiver in place that was granted by the parties that enabled us to have conversations with the European Commission at appropriate points along
and the
way.
US FTC?
I'm not sure it's appropriate to get into the specifics of.
I'm gonna stop there. Line. You see, she thinks she's slick. She intentionally excluded the FTC right here and only mentioned waivers from parties with the European Commission. She intentionally excluded the FTC. And then shout out to Ben, because Ben came back and said, well, what about the FTC? Hold on, you ain't up for. So look at it. And then look at her reaction. Look at her body language and stuff when he say in the FTC. And she well, I can't get into particulars there. So listen, we're gonna run it back. Listen, watch this.
From the merging parties that enable us. This will depend on whether there are waivers in place from the merging parties that enable us to have specific conversations in relation to the deal. In this case, for example, we had a waiver in place that was granted by the parties that enabled us to have.
So that means that Microsoft and ABK, right, agreed to the waiver for the CMA to speak with the European Commission. Let's get that straight. That's why she said agreements from parties. The two parties are Microsoft and ABK, because they have to agree, because we're dealing with confidential information. So Microsoft and ABK has to agree to allow the CMA, for the CMA to speak with other regulators. In this case, Microsoft allowed them to speak with the European Commission. I would have too if I'm communicating with the European Commission as well, then I pretty much understand their stance and how they view the market definition. And I know they view it the right way, right? And since I am having a hard time with the CMA, then maybe the CMA needs to speak with the European Commission to to get some insight or wake up on where they at in terms of how they perceive the market definition and how they see in this case overall. So yeah, go ahead and talk to them. Go talk to the European Commission, because what y'all doing over here now, some ain't right. So yeah, go holler at them. But she intentionally left out the FTC. So
in this case, for example, we had a waiver in place that was granted by the parties that enabled us to have conversations with the European Commission at appropriate points along
And the
way.
US FTC?
now watch this. Look at
I'm
that.
not sure it's appropriate to get into the specifics of the case.
Oh, now it's not important. You had no problem. You had no problem with telling him, look, yeah, both parties gave us waivers to speak with the European Commission. And then soon he get to talking about the US FTC is, yeah, no, we're not fit to get into this. You know, we're not fit to have this conversation. So listen to her.
Well, you can say whether
I'm not sure it's appropriate to get into the specifics of the case.
well, you can say whether you talk to them or not.
We did not have to, in the latter stages, we did not have a waiver in place, and therefore we were more restricted in our ability to have specific.
How late were the latter stages?
I don't have the specific details of when that position changed.
So what you're saying is from a particular point, say.
Hold on,
X
let's
number
run
of
it back.
weeks
Let's
or-
run it back.
Well, you can say whether.
The specifics of the case.
Well, you can say whether you talk to them or not.
We did not have to, in the latter stages, we did not have a waiver in place, and therefore we were more restricted in our ability to have specific.
How late
conversations.
were the latter stages?
I don't have the specific details of when that position changed.
So what you're saying is from a particular point, say X number of weeks or months before the final decision, you did not have any interaction with the US FTC at all.
There would have been general conversations with the FTC, but we were limited in the conversations that we have because there was no waiver in place.
You hear that? She said there was no waiver in place.
Lying?
She said there was no waiver in place.
We talked to Tab a little bit. We shared cooking recipes, nothing major.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing?
Hey, man. I can't say what I really want to say, but this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. What, AP?
Hey, look. Hey, man, hold on. Let me do this.
I hit the like button, man.
Shout out to Buck with the $5 post. They cut off communications with Microsoft 2 weeks before their block, and allegedly via Kodak CMA met in person days before the block. 26 means, yeah. Look, man. Look.
Amen. Say amen.
Look. I live in Chicago. Chicago, for years and decades have been ran by the mob. Politics in Chicago sometimes be the most corrupt shit you have seen. You have seen mayors go to jail. You see governors get locked. All types of shit going on. Even to this day, we see corruptions with politicians in the states. All types of stuff going on.
Shaky foot, little white foot.
But you can't tell me you had 26 meetings, calls, and virtual meetings, right? 74 emails, and it could be more,
Mm-hmm. And they was sharing cooking recipes.
Right. Like this is
That all that they were sharing cooking recipes through all those messages.
it's crazy.
Yes, sir. Put a little paprika on it.
And this was towards the end of the decision. This was towards the end of the decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mean to tell me, come on now, look. If you okay, just hypothetically
math ain't
think
math.
about this. Math ain't mathing because all right, I'll just look at it like this. Just say if a waiver wasn't in place. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume she's telling the truth.
Okay.
And the conversation in terms of this merger is limited in scope in terms of what they can discuss. Right? My question is, what are you talking about in 26 meetings, calls, virtual meetings, and 74 plus emails? If you're limited in the scope of what you can talk about in the case, because you're coming down to a wire and you're trying to make a decision on where you stand versus approving it or blocking it, right? I think at that point, the only stand would be to be discussing in terms of the information that you're submitting that states your stance in terms of the market definition you're using, the numbers you're using. Do I have this correct? Are your feelings or are your thoughts aligned with ours on how we see the market and how we see this deal? And if that's the case, then you're talking. If that's the case, then your conversations with FTC are pretty much making sure that y'all goals are aligned and blocking this deal. You cannot sit up here and tell me that those conversations was limited in scope in terms of determining the outcome of this deal. Some ain't right. Some is not adding up.
I wonder what type of water they drinking. What type of water is that?
What's good, Pat Man? Wolf of Darkness. What's good, man?
What's good, man? That looks like some good water.
You can't tell me that, right? You can't tell me that. You cannot tell me that. And then this is important too, right? Because during that waiver with the European Commission, the European Commission told the CMA. They told the CMA that their market definition was incorrect. They told the CMA that their numbers on how they came to their market definition was incorrect. They told them that cloud is not a separate market, that it is a distribution method. They told the CMA. They told them this. And the CMA literally excluded that information in their final findings. Intentionally excluded that information and didn't even seek to speak with third-party cloud providers in the UK, in the EU, or even in the US to get their position and their perspective on the CMA definition of the market. And they excluded that information as well. That's why Microsoft asked Justice Smith in that last hearing in their last case management hearing for discovery because he was not so much concerned about what the CMA was telling other regulators, but what other regulators was telling the CMA. And that's because he knows that the EU told the CMA this. And they excluded all this information from their final findings, and they went to block the deal based off bad information. You were told that your market definition and your numbers was wrong. The EU told you that they went to third-party cloud providers and got the facts of the market. They told you that. You were supposed to do the same thing. Yet you did not feel the need to go to the very same companies you say you are trying to protect to get factual information regarding cloud itself. And that's why the judge looked at y'all funny, saying, I don't understand. He said, I read this, the final findings. I read it twice. I don't understand what y'all doing. You still need a device to play cloud games. You still need a console, a PC, a tablet, a cell phone. You still need a device. So what comes of this? Right? What comes of this? And so here we got communication with Microsoft in advance of the CMA's decision in relation to its anticipated acquisition. Following the evidence session on 16th of May, the committee asked for further information relating to the Microsoft Activision case. In particular, the CMA was asked if it could say something about the CMA's strategy for communication with Microsoft about its stance in advance of the decision and whether there was any departure from the CMA's usual practice. The CMA's process provides for extensive engagement with merger parties in advance of any decision, and that process was followed in the CMA's investigation in the Microsoft Activision case. In the early stages of any phase 2 investigation, we set out the theories of harm which will form the framework of the CMA's assessment through a published issue statement and invite written submissions on these concerns from the merger parties and other interested parties. Okay. You did get a submission from a professor in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, who told you in that submission that cloud gaming is not a market in of itself. You've had multiple tweets and communications from NVIDIA and the other cloud providers with the bring your own game models that came out vocally in the public and told you they are against your assessment of the market and they're against your decision to block this deal. So we then often hold a site visit to gain a greater understanding of the parties' businesses and to engage with key commercial and operational staff. Our more developed thinking is then shared with the merging parties through an annotated issue statement, and key working papers may also be shared, once again inviting comments from the merging parties. Following that, we hold a hearing with each of the merging parties to test certain evidence and explore key issues in our investigation. After considering the merging parties' responses to our working papers and commitments at the oral hearings, we publish our provisional findings, and if relevant remedies noticed for public. You did all this shit for nothing because you didn't use none of this. Because Lord knows, if you did all that, ain't no way you were supposed to come to this decision using the bad math. made up numbers, made up markets. Ain't no motherfucking way you followed your own process and came to this conclusion, right? But we're in a very political climate, as we've been saying throughout this whole process, right? We're in a very political climate. And the reason why this is a big deal is because the CMA made a decision to block the Microsoft Activision deal, right? And Parliament, UK owned government is in shock right now. They're in shock. I don't care what they say. They're in shock because I assume that they expected it to get passed. And if it did, it would have been a big win for them in terms of their economy and investments. But the CMA blocked it. And now the Parliament is questioning the CMA's decision. The Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, is questioning the CMA's decision. The other guy, what is his name, Rashidi, who's head over the whole UK, he's questioning the CMA's decision. You got newspapers and all types of analysts and investors in the UK questioning the CMA's decision. And yes, the UK government came out right after Brad Smith or Bobby Kotick made that statement that the UK is closed for business. They were supposed to do that. But as you can see right now, they are concerned. All of these steps were followed in the Microsoft Activision. No, they weren't. Activision merger investigation, in addition to our broader evidence gathering, such as more generally requesting information and documents from the merging parties and third party. Well, if you was requesting information and documents from third party, then why did you not go to any of the cloud companies, the small cloud companies that you claim to be protected in this merger? Why you didn't go to them and get information from them? The EU did. And they told you they went to them. You didn't. What are we doing here? Mr. Two say, post up, what consequences are there for the CMA and the FTC if it is found out that they colluded, and if Microsoft has to pay ABK the $3 billion? Well, you know what? That's a wait and see. Look, I'm not a politician. I'm not a lawyer. This is a very complex case. I really don't know what's going to happen. I know if it's found, I know that it seems like Sarah and the CMA is under pressure right now from the government in terms of their decision. The media is putting pressure on them. Like I say, analysts and investors, everybody is looking at the CMA telling them they made the wrong decision. And if I'm looking at this and you got Chancellor and all these have people in Parliament looking into this decision, then of somewhat you can say the CMA has been semi-investigated. We already know Lena Khan is being investigated by different committees of the House, Chamber of Commerce, and other committees. What comes of this investigation, we don't know. And it might be a while before we even see it. It might be a while before we even see. And then it probably depends on the extent in which they colluded. What type of information, what type of confidential information was exchanged or talked about that they could possibly be lying about. And then there's merger laws in place. It's some things you can and can't do when the process of a merger is taking place. That's why I was questioning Microsoft's ability to pull Activision out of the UK, because doing one of the merger law states during the merger process, that each individual company that is trying to merge, or the company that's trying to acquire the other company, can have no business dealings during that process, meaning Microsoft cannot influence or tell Activision to do anything regarding their business or tell them how to run their business. They can't do none of that. It's the same reason why Phil Spencer had to walk around all those questions about ZeniMax and what they was going to do with their content when that merger was going on. During the merger process, you cannot. Any of the companies cannot influence each other or tell each other how to run their business and do things like that. So that's why I was saying, if Activision pulls out of UK, it will have to be of their own decision. Microsoft cannot influence or tell them to do that because they don't own them. So, and that's one of the merger laws that I learned. Now, it could be many or a plethora of other laws and dealings and stuff that you can and can't do. I don't know. Look, I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. I'm just digesting the information in front of me the best I can, and then I seek others to get a deep in depth explanation of what I don't understand, as we all should. And so that's why I was kind of skeptical on the carve out or pulling Activision out of the UK prior to this deal closing. The only thing outside of that is that if Microsoft could do that, if they were to close in the United States over the FTC, Sinead, close that door. If they close over the FTC in the United States, which they could, and call FTC bluff to see if they're going to go to the court and file a preliminary injunction, and if they can't settle this peacefully with the CMA, is if they close over the CMA, regardless of the CMA decision, and then acquire Activision and then decide to pull them out. So that's how I look at it. But I think prior to, like in the situation that they're in now, Microsoft can't pull Activision out of the UK because they don't own them. At least that's my understanding. So I think when Brad Smith was bringing in them other lawyers to look at options, I think them options was based on, look, what if we close this deal on the FTC and the CMA and we just go ahead and acquire Activision? What are our options then? Because now, since Microsoft and Activision still operate separately of each other, being in respect of the merger laws, Activision will have to pull themselves out of the UK. And then after that, they could push the deal. But how long would that take? That's not a very easy, I don't think that's a very easy thing to do. And I think it's more complex than what most people think, given, let me see here. Let me bring this up. Let's look at this. Okay. 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 So this is I think this is all Activision companies in Europe. Look, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce some of these locations. Y'all just read them for yourself, okay? Look, I'm good. Y'all read them for yourselves.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got it. I'm gonna leave this on the chat. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 companies, right? And then you also have a distributor in the UK as well. You also have a distributor in the UK as well. So yeah, 6 companies. I don't think we'll have to know. We've never been here. That's what's so intriguing about this whole merger and why I follow it and try to gain understanding. Because in terms of the gaming industry, us as gamers, we have never, even the companies, I think Microsoft has kind of changed the whole landscape of gaming with the acquisition of ZeniMax in this acquisition. We've never been here before. This is new to everybody, right? Even the developers, even Sony and all them, because no one in their wildest mind. Now, don't get me wrong, you had fans out there, you had fanboys out there that was Microsoft about Activision and this and that. But you had people out there calling those people delusional. You crazy. Even I, at one point, thought that it was impossible for Microsoft to acquire Activision, given that the precedents that Call of Duty as an IP have in the space. But here we are in 2023, June 6th, having a discussion on whether Microsoft is going to be allowed to acquire Activision or not. This changes the whole game. And so, you might have people that make fun of people for following this. Man, follow it, learn about it, learn as much as you can, because this is not going to be the first or last acquisition. And since you have followed this and gained some understanding, the next big acquisition, whether it comes from Microsoft, whether it comes from Sony, Nintendo, or anybody outside the industry, you'll have a better understanding of how things work, or the process of which they work and how they move forward. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with learning. But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if there'll be penalties. I don't know if somebody will get locked up. I don't know if it's treason. I don't know. We don't know. We have to wait to see how this thing is going to pan out. But the CMA is doubling down on their block. Let me see here. Where is it? Let me bring this up. Let me close that out. So they got like 6 different companies. I know they got a distributor in there too as well. Maxine Entertainment with the $5. This is bullshit. Xbox has to expose these clowns for future business. Sony, CMA, FTC, all under investigation. Shit, wow. If I didn't follow posts, I wouldn't know. Talk that shit, brother Mac. You say that again, brother. If you didn't follow who, you wouldn't know. What? I am the go-to. You feel me? No, shout out to
shout out to my strong arm lawyer.
Shout out to my shout out to my brother Everborn Saga in the chat, boy. Let me tell y'all something, boy. Hey, y'all need to go watch that. I was not the last show, but the show before last. That brother put some medicine. That brother was cooking. Shout out to my bro King Reaper 74G. What's up? So Activision has about 6 companies. I think about 6 or 7 companies. I don't know how that will work in terms of them pulling out, them carving out. We'll just have to see how that goes. And then once everything kind of fill itself out, we'll just learn along the way. In terms of the consequences behind Sarah Cardell and Lena Khan, if they are found to be to have been colluding with each other, I guess a lot of hearings, investigations will go on, and then it will probably be very, how should I put this?
Treason.
No, it will be it'll be detrimental to the current trade agreement that's going on with the UK. The United States and the UK are currently in a trade agreement to establish, since the UK are on their own now. The United States and UK is currently discussing a trade agreement in the policies and the process that's going to come along with that. And I think if they're found to be colluding, then I think it'll fuck that up.
Off with their fucking careers.
Because you gotta look at it like this though. Let me show you. Right?
Guess who's going to jail tonight?
And shout out to Typic Scrolls from Reset Era, who who brought this to my attention. He said there was a document a while back detailing what the United States was looking for in a trade agreement. One of the provisions that the U.S. wanted was to limit the effect of UK antitrust decisions on U.S. companies doing business outside of the UK, and certain procedural guarantees not found in the UK system, access to information and cross-examination. This is what the US is asking for. So let me read that again, because that's exactly what is happening now. He said there was a document a while back detailing what the US was looking for in a trade agreement, right? What the U.S. was looking for in a trade agreement. One of the provisions of the the United States wanted was to limit the effect of the UK antitrust decisions on U.S. companies doing business outside of the UK, and certain procedural guarantees not found in the UK system. Access to information and cross-examinations. So the policy, some of the stuff, it was competition policy, maintaining and implement rules that prohibit anti-competitive business conduct, protect consumers from fraudulent and deceptive commercial acts and practices, and ensure that those rules are transparent. Establish or affirm basic rules of procedural fairness on competition law enforcement, including by ensuring non-discriminatory treatment for persons of the other party, allowing representation by counsel, recognizing privileged communications, providing for the protection of confidential and privileged information and communications, ensuring access to information necessary to prepare an adequate defense, providing an opportunity to present rebuttal evidence and cross-examine testifying witnesses, and ensuring the resolution of competition law cases before an impartial administrative or judicial authority. Okay? And then it goes on to say, ensure that in calculating a fine for a violation of a national competition law, the party considers revenue or profit relating to the party's territory or commerce, limit remedies relating to conduct outside the party's territory to situations where there is an appropriate nexus to party territories, promote cooperation among the relevant authorities on competition and consumer protection, enforcement related matters, including investigative assistance, notification, consultation, and exchange of information. Stuff that really don't happen now with the way the CMA is set up now. And here is the PDF for that. If you go here, and I think this was in the United States, United Kingdom negotiations, summary of specific negotiating objectives, and this was from February 2019. So this has been, they've been negotiating for a while. You know what I'm saying? And they're still negotiating, and it's 2023. So yeah, and so I think if they were found to be colluding, not saying they were, it's a possibility that that trade agreement that they're discussing right now, I think a lot of changes will have to happen within that trade agreement. Somebody probably go to jail. No, I won't say nobody will go
Guess
to jail.
who's going to jail tonight?
Somebody going to jail, bro.
I won't say nobody going to jail, but I would say
I'm
this.
snitching, Post. I'm snitching.
I would say this though. I would say that's a tweet I was working on. I'm giving y'all my jewels, man. Let me get back up out of here, man. I'm giving y'all that's a tweet I'm working on. But I don't know. I know they probably be removed from their position. 1, 2, it'll have to go on investigation, maybe some fines from either country, maybe both countries fine each other or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, Aaron, I know they won't go to jail. They won't go to jail.
Nah, ain't nobody going to jail. We fucking around, but they should be going to jail for this mess. Sony can't hold no water. Y'all remember that Kevin Hart situation? So it's gonna come out.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Let me come back to share this tab. Let me see here. Let me put that back on the screen. Oh, Oh, I got some DMs. I'm glad. Yes, I didn't put my DMs on the screen this time.
This fool.
I got some important DMs.
Yes.
What's up, though? How y'all been, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, how it sound?
Oh, you sound clear.
Sound clear? Oh,
Say it again. Say it again. Say it. Tulsa, say something again.
I'm
sound
jealous.
crystal clear? Sound crispy?
Oh, that boy sound like he ready for the radio. Oh, yeah. So I told y'all we upgrade over here. We upgrade over here. Boy, we got the LED on the mics and everything, bro. My shit don't light up. You feel me? My shit don't light up.
My shit don't light up.
You want to say something again? Say something again. Okay.
Xbox, baby.
Okay, yeah. I like the tone of that mic. It carries body. Put the body in. It got a nice little low end on there. The low end frequency on there that it's carrying. You know, then nice little mid range and high range. Not too much. You don't get a lot of sibilance in your words. So yeah, that's a nice mic. Okay, I see you, player. I see you.
Nice.
All right, what y'all think about this whole situation? Man, have y'all been reading up on this or?
Hell
Oh,
no.
it's collusion. Collusion.
I read with post, goddammit. That's what my strong arm lawyer said. This some bullshit, so I'm riding with that. That's
Facts,
what
bro.
I'm on.
It's too many 3-syllable and 4-syllable words being in this paragraph. You gotta break that down, brother.
Hey, look. Let me tell you something. Look, man. All I know is that some ain't right. Some ain't right.
Something.
You sit up here.
Just ain't right.
You sit up here and you tell a parliament. You say, hey, you know, we ain't talked to no FTC. You know, we have no waiver in place. We can't really say nothing to them towards the letter. And then come to find out in this letter that y'all was speaking from phase 2 all the way to the final decision.
Wait, so how they find that out? Who snitched?
She snitched on herself.
Oh, you're talking about doing the hearing.
Yeah, no, this is the letter this is the information that they requested during the hearing.
Writing letters, bro. You don't put it on paper if you're trying to hide it.
No, BIM requested information from Sarah Cardell, the CEO of the CMA, on the ongoing talks that were occurring with the CMA and the FTC during the final stages of this process. I'm looking at this. It says from the 15th of September 2022 up until due to the final report on April 26th of 2023, the CMA had approximately 26 meetings, including calls and virtual meetings, and exchanged, i.e., and sent and received approximately 74 emails with the FTC. This is the latter half. This is the final stage. What are you talking about then? Because if you made a decision, if you got all the information you needed out of the FTC and the European Commission, and you saying you make decisions on your own based on how y'all process information, why the fuck you need all them calls, emails, and meetings all the way through the final decision with the FTC if you're making a decision by yourself?
Let me break it down, Post. Secret or illegal cooperation
that boy Mike
or conspiracy,
that boy Mike
especially in order to cheat or deceive others. That's the definition of collusion.
Say it again, brother. Say it again for the chat.
Secret or illegal cooperation or conspiracy, especially in order to cheat or deceive others. That's the definition of collusion.
Yes, sir. Because look, even when Lena Khan was recently questioned by the different houses of committees in the chambers of commerce and the other committees about this too, and she talked around. She never gave a straight answer either. She talked around it as well, and one of the things she kept saying is, based on the factual information we make our own decisions, and that's cool, right? That's cool, and You know what I'm saying? I had to, you know, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, my bad. I'm my bad. I'm in this mixer. Okay, so based on that, if you're saying that you're making decision on your own, it's good for now. We're not knocking you. Of course, you want to reach out to other regulators. We're not saying that the CMA shouldn't have reached out to the FTC or the European Commission or anyone else. We're not saying that. You're supposed to reach out and get as much information to kind of pull together to get everything you need to make the right decision. All I'm saying is that why? And I want to know this too. Was the same communicating lines of communication given to the European Commission? Were you talking to them as much as you was talking to the FTC? That's what we really need to know. That's what we really need to know. So if we find that, let's look at the communications between the CMA and the European Commission. Are we going to see 26 different meetings? Are we going to see more than 74 email communications between the European Commission? Were you talking to the European Commission just as much as you were talking to the FTC? And you were talking to the FTC all the way till the final decision. All the way to the final decision. And then you sit and turn around and say, wait, you know, the FTC ain't had no influence on the decision we make. We make our own decision. Why the fuck you talking to them all the way up into the final decision?
They was in PlayStation parties talking together.
Did you get the information you need? You know what I'm saying? Did you get the information you need? If I'm talking to one, if I'm in a situation, right, and I'm talking to one of the guys, hey, yo, I need some info on this. Who are the band? Okay, all right, good, thanks. I'm gonna take that and do. You feel me? I don't need nobody. It's like the FTC held their hand all the way up into the final decision. Am I wrong in that assessment?
Nah, you ain't wrong.
26 meetings, 74 emails. I don't know. Something ain't right. Something is not right.
Something.
We're gonna see how this plays out. I do want to let me bring this up. Let me make sure I'm not in my DMs. I'm not. Let me bring this up. Now we did get confirmation.
So real quick, folks, what does this mean like legally? Like is collusion illegal? Is it a tactic? Is it a
well, we don't know if it's collusion because we don't know if
we know.
Well, we don't have the evidence, brother. We don't have the physical evidence. So we can assume right now, right?
Once it's confirmed somebody losing their job and the story,
we can
a lot of fines and a lot of money gonna be spent through to cover this up.
I think they need to investigate Jim Ryan too. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I will say this, man. I will say this. We don't like based on the information put in front of us, one can conclude that something is not right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So in this regard, we're speaking allegedly, right? But how if you look at what's being said versus what happens, even this, where is that? Let me bring this back here. Let me go here. Even the fact that and the guy over Reset Era brought this up. He said Chief Executive at CMA, Sarah Cardell, was recently at an enforcers roundtable. Now, this is not recent. This was some months back. Note that this happened some months back. And this post was actually, I think I posted about this a couple of months ago. I tweeted about it. Enforcer roundtable with the FTC in Washington. So they was recently at an enforcer roundtable with the FTC in Washington. What's interesting is that that she edited, that Sarah Cardell went on her LinkedIn and edit her post to remove references to the FTC, their invite, and a full agenda of the meeting, right? So now we do our detective work. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let me go here. Let me do this here. Oh, we might get hey, Mello, you next, brother. Let me see here. Let me go here.
So what I do, what I did.
No, I said you next in terms of
Lawyer? No, man.
No, I'm saying the mic. I'm talking about the mic, man. I'm talking about the mic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a yeah.
Send
Hey,
me a
bro,
link
I got you, bro.
mic.
I got you.
Yeah, that'll be a. Hey, I'm just trying. Look, man.
Hey, I ain't even got it connected to the mix yet. The mixer board. I'm waiting on the XLR mic. So I mean XLR cord.
Let me do
So
something.
when I get that, I'm on. Definitely see what it's
Where is it? I want to show y'all something here. That's that. Where is it? Let me see here.
Y'all ready for this show on Sunday? Why you looking for that? Y'all hype?
Who?
Yeah, y'all go ahead and take over Wi-Fi in this.
I'm talking about the chat. Y'all hype for this show come Sunday?
Nigga, I got my invite. I want to be at the door.
You go? Oh, you at the movies?
Yeah, buddy.
I don't think my kid was doing it.
That's all I needed. They said, yeah, you can come. They ain't gonna kick me out. I'm finna charge up this little GoPro. I'm finna act a fool.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
It ain't LA, but hey, we gonna treat it like it is.
I don't think we doing this Saturday. Let me double check. I'm on the Regal Theater. Oh, she called you by your first name.
Hey. Kareem. Yeah, this show finna be crazy. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think they about to, man. If they just gave up the little info on what was that movie on Fable, man, I could just imagine what they finna drop at this show. It's finna be crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You think the you think the Apple Vision joint?
Oh
yes,
you
bro.
you getting it, Noah? You getting it?
I'm broke, brother. I am broke.
I don't want to hear that shit. You can pay for that bullshit PSVR. You can get this Apple joint.
Hey, yo, that Apple joint, that joint 7 times the cost, my brother.
That joke, I was sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, they going in for like, what, 15, 20 minutes just trying to convince you to buy this bitch? I'm like, bro, that bitch gonna be like $6
Yeah.
Like,
35. Yeah, that 3,500 is too much, bro. But what I'm hoping is
the price though. When I start looking at the back detail, like they start getting into the physical. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I say where I work, you know, they sell the MetaQuest.
They sell the MetaQuest? Oh, you talking about getting a MetaQuest 3? He said the GoPro bootleg for the low. Absolutely. I'm bringing in my own snacks and everything, bro. You know, you gotta go true hood in it. Yeah, I was thinking about the insurance on it though, but I noticed when they had like this little cord on the back of it. Come to find out, it's a battery pack. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a fully functional device.
Yo, what up, Long Live?
With just the battery pack, but they say with the battery pack, it's only 2 hours.
You said search Illuminati backwards. Tell me what you find. Let me see.
I ain't doing Look, he said, let me see.
Do it, bro.
They say that thing is only 2 hours long, though, but it is fully portable. But it got its own chip on iOS, and it's separated from a cell phone or a PC. So I'm like, $3,400, it kind of makes sense. And then you got to put in Apple Care. I know Apple Care gonna be about another $200.
That shit gonna be 2,000
for the Apple Care. Nah, not Apple Care. I see about probably like 2-3, maybe.
Oh shit.
But the technology on the
Maybe.
talking about for the Apple Vision.
Yeah.
But I want that AR though. That's why I said, man, you see the Disney deal, so you see the basketball with the court, with the players on the table, like, bro, that shit was fire.
Yeah, bro.
That is fire.
I wish the HoloLens would have took off.
Yeah.
They canceled this.
No, they ain't canceled. They sold it to the
they laid off the
health department, and they sold it to the military. So the military is using that technology now. But that would have been crazy for gaming though.
Yeah.
And then
that shit 3,000. I'm gonna see if I can find one on eBay for the low. Find a prototype.
It was just the camera set, like, fam,
Okay.
the
Right,
technology was scanning your eyes. They got over, bro. They put on there. They got over 300 patents.
5,000. They have over 5,000 patents.
Excuse me. I apologize. I done took away 5,000 patents on that Joker.
Yeah, they have over 5,000 patents. I've been looking at some reviews on it and some previews on it. They're doing stuff that no other VR headset is capable of or has done ever.
Damn, that Flash movie
has done ever in terms of the eye tracking is revolutionary in how it works.
Man, they said it separate the identity from a twin.
The fact that you can control everything with your fingers in your eyes, it does it better than any other VR headset that's on the market. And I've heard some reviews say it is miles ahead of what we have currently to this day. The pass-through cameras, they said that technology, the pass-through cameras that help you see was on outside, because a lot of people thought it was just an AR headset and you was able to see through it. It's not like that. It has an OLED screen on the front of it. Right? And then it has four infrared cameras and sensors inside where your eyes sit. So when you're talking to somebody, the cameras on the inside will take the picture or the part of your face, your eyes, and it will send it to the OLED screen, so they can assume that they're actually looking at your face when they're just looking at the camera sending the feed to the screen. It's incredible. Micro LED. What's the names on the inside, OLED panel on the outside. You have 23 million pixels per eye. Ooh, that's more than 4K. That's more than your TV that you paid $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for.
That's what I'm saying. That price is
so 4K
crazy,
per eye.
but...
And I've heard some reviewers that watched what's the movie? The Avatar, the latest Avatar in it. It said it was fucking incredible. Like, I don't know. People just blown away by it. They just blown away by it. But
I'm gonna have to go to an Apple store just to try it out with no intentions to buy it. That's what I'm at.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking. Hey, them Apple stores, when that thing dropped, them man,
it's gonna be a floodgate. It's
gonna be a floodgate. It's gonna be lines everywhere.
I'm about to say they got a year to get your money right.
but let me wrap this up real quick, and then we'll get into Diablo and 4, because I know both of y'all been playing that, right?
Yeah.
No,
not as much as I want to, but I've been playing it.
And then we'll also get into Knights of the Old Republic and 2 being replaced, the developer being replaced, and then anything else we want to talk about in the chat. But I just want to show y'all the pressure, right? You had that UK Times article come out questioning the UK decision to block the Microsoft deal, and how they say the UK was closed for business. He has another article. Global Britain is closed for business. This was dropped today. So they're getting pressure. The UK is getting pressure from everybody, analysts, the media, their own government. And I think this comes down to what it says in this article right here. Let me read this. Where is it? Let me see here. Where is it? Where is it right here? All right. So let me read this. It said one of the supposed benefits of Brexit was that Britain will once again become global Britain, able to adjust its regulatory approaches to one more suited to an advancing world rather than a sclerotic. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, let me see here. Well, you don't know how to pronounce it, you learn something here. Let me, if I can read along. Sclerotic. Okay. Okay, sclerotic. Well, let me pause that. That's dope. Sclerotic. I want to thank Microsoft Edge for putting that feature in the web browser. So when you don't know something, you learn it. Sclerotic corner, like the European Union. Unfortunately for the citizens of the UK, Brexit coincided with a growing consensus among politicians and the public that the best way to deal with any contentious political issue was to depoliticize it by appointing an independent body to look after the issues, free from ministerial or parliamentary control. In practice, of course, this has led to the independent regulators doing exactly what public choice theory would predict and expanding their powers. The poster child for this is the Competition and Market Authority, which has decided to flex its muscle and show the world that it is one of the big three competition regulators alongside the FTC and the European Commission. And this is definitely what's going on, right? The Parliament left this shit up to an independent body, and the CMA is using their power and they're running away with it. And even in the midst of the government and the Parliament questioning their decisions to block the deal, they are doubling down on the block. They are doubling down on the block. When you give a motherfucker too much power, this is what happens when you give a motherfucker too much power, right? And right now, what's going on is they fucking up the bag. They are fucking up the bag. They're messing up the bag because at a time where the UK is trying to grow their market, grow their investors, they're trying to grow their technology sector. They got some of the best AI companies in the world, right? At a time where AI is starting to boom, and people you got the perception that, and if I'm a company and I'm looking at this from a point of investment, I'm going to question whether I want to invest in the UK as well. If I'm going to have to go through what Microsoft went through, if I'm going to have to go through what Meta went through, if I'm going to have to go through what Deliveroo went through as well, why would I want to operate in a country that's going to make it difficult for me to operate in? All right, let me see. Bring Noah back in here. All right. So yeah, that's that, man. Let me see here. What else? You got any updates? Okay. The last thing I will say is Brad Smith did meet with Jeremy Hunt today. We don't have any details about the conversation and what was talked about, or if it was any leeway in terms of this merger. We don't know if he met with the CMA today as well, or if he will meet with the CMA officials on a different day, or even if that will be announced. Hopefully it leaked. Hopefully we get some detailed information about the conversation that Brad Smith had with Jeremy Hunt, which is the the chancellor of the UK. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So moving along. Glad I got that out the way. We was able to talk about that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this here. Shout out to the
chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
Shout out to the 160 people that's watching. Please hit the like button. It definitely helps with the algorithm. It helps support the channel and gets it out to more people. Thank you all for supporting the platform. Let me see here. Diablo4 is the fastest selling Blizzard game of all time.
Dang.
Think about that. It hasn't even. Well, this is for the people who pre-ordered, right, Noah? That got early access, right? So everybody that's playing now got early access. So it hasn't. When did it?
Well, no,
when
it came out.
release?
Came out yesterday.
It released today.
It
released today, which is the 6th.
It released today.
No, it was this. Remember, it had that jacked up release day. It's the 6th.
Yeah,
it's today.
So it released today, and so prior to today, everybody that's been playing it had the Ultimate Edition. Was all pre-ordered and they got to play it early, right?
Yep.
So they're saying that Diablo 4 is the fastest selling Blizzard game of all time and already has over 93 million hours of play times in the first 4 days.
That shit crazy. That is crazy.
It was also said that this is the Blizzard's fastest selling game on Xbox ever.
I heard it was a really good game, though.
It is.
From what I've seen, they said it's really good.
Wait. Hold on. So they saying Blizzard's fastest sold through by day one was Shadowlands at 3.7 million.
Shadowlands.
I don't know what game that is.
We do.
Diablo 3 hit 3.5 million day one. So we got to think about the numbers in this respect. If it's the fastest selling or sold through day one, that means you got to think about this. If Shadowlands did 3.7 million by day one, and Diablo 3 hit 3.5 million day one, that means Diablo 4 exceeded both of those. So we might be talking about 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 million in a day.
I ain't surprised.
That's fucking incredible. Like, we're not even talking about. I think when the numbers release on this, that's crazy.
It
took God like 3 days to do that, right?
I wish I would have got that plug though. Bro, we could have been playing it.
Look, y'all know my stance. I don't even watch demonic movies. Now y'all trying to get me to play a demonic game.
You fighting the demons, Post.
You what?
This shit crazy.
You fighting the demons. You're not a demon. You fighting.
Man, I don't know, man. The Xbox tried.
I just don't like they rollout, bro. I'm sorry. The whole June situation.
Yeah, it is June 6th. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, then what they do with the demo,
6-6,
it was like
you know what I'm saying? They tried to 6-6 us, you know what I'm saying?
To death, brother. I don't know.
You feel me? If you look at it, now let me break it down. Let me put my conspiracy theory head on.
Put them numbers in there because they went crazy with it. They did.
June is the 6th month. June is the 6th month. It came out on the 6th day, We in 2023, 2 times 3 is 6. You feel me?
Come
You all
on
saying 666, brother.
And then
I'm
the March 23rd on the 2023. Nah, man, too many sixes for me.
all that, though.
Too
Besides
many
all that.
sixes for me,
Let
brother.
me tell you, too many sixes out there. Let me tell you. Let me put my conspiracy thing. They the 666 us more intentionally. Let me
Well, it worked.
Man,
It worked. They sold, and they
crazy
paid.
Hey, Black Krillin, Krillin. Talk to me, Krillin. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only crazy one. I'm not. Hey, you see what I'm saying? 6 6
crazy release.
Let me say, hey.
I ain't going.
Hey,
I'm gonna play
Black
it on
Krillin.
the 7.
Hey, I'm doing my Martin. Hey, Black Krillin, I'm doing my Martin Lawrence point to you right now, brother. I'm doing my Martin Lawrence GIF point to you right now, brother. Numerology is a mother. Let me tell you something.
Man,
yes,
for real.
Yes.
Don't let me down that
You
rabbit
feel
hole. We can talk some numbers.
Shout out to Black Krillin. Black Krillin, we own it. I thought I was the only one, Black Krillin. I thought I was the only one, Black Krillin. That is definitely 6666. And then they go put that little dynamic background on my Xbox. I ain't gonna put no buff in it.
I mean, man, that was the
character
first
look like
time they did. That was the first time they did some good promotion. I'm like, I know the game is coming out. Like, Jesus. It was all through the screen. I'm like, man, Pastor, come pray for him.
That's an Xbox IP.
Then they put that dynamic thing on my screen, man, that looked like the Baphomet wife.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
And she covered up all the boxes.
You know,
I'm like, oh,
her name Lily.
Hey, Black
jumped
Krillin,
off and went to PC.
Shout out to Black Krillin. Black Krillin. I thank you, Black Krillin, for not leaving me out on that ledge alone. I thought I was the only one that seen the 666. You feel me? You know.
Oh nah, you ain't the only
I thought
one.
I was the only one. You know,
they said LeBron was 23, then changed his number to 6. You don't find that suspicious? Yup.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. We finna change the show to conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying?
Look, he part of the Illuminati.
Hey,
oh, my bad. I didn't miss some super chats. Did I miss something? Okay. My bad. I got you, alcoholic. Shout out. This is a commercial break by our dear brother, alcoholic gamer. Drink respectfully. Drink safe. I'm doing a podcast right now.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Stay
doing a
thirsty
commercial.
And on today's show, we interrupt this podcast for a commercial break by our great brother, alcoholic gamer, with the $2 tequila plus peach lemonade. Enjoy. Drinks on me. Please drive safely. Please do not drink and drive. We do not condone of driving under influence. If you drink in the safety of your own home. Back to you, Noah and Mello.
Man,
that sounds like
game...
a cool drink though. Peach lemonade, like, ooh, okay. You can make that into a slushy too.
Look at Mello. Mello was just on that show. Now I don't drink, but it sounds good. I tried.
Hey man, it just sounds good. I tried.
Yeah, but these are just
game
incredible. This is just incredible, though. Fastest selling Blizzard game of all time. That's it. You got to think of World of Warcraft. You got to think of Overwatch and all the amazing IP that they have over there, and Diablo. And you just got to think of the past Diablo games as well. And this has just catapulted beyond all of them. I think the day one numbers are going to be fucking insane when they release them. I think they're going to be insane.
Yeah, I gotta say that over the top play. I didn't expect it to do these type of numbers, but I never played Diablo, so kudos to them. Shout out to them. They beat out World of Warcraft, which was amazing within itself, and shit, people enjoying it. As demonic as it is, people was enjoying it.
Man, I saw that. I saw that. Man, I looked at that thing. I'm in there now. That's too demonic to put on my Xbox background. I can't support that energy now.
Oh, they got a live backdrop.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
I'm about to go install that thing right now.
Let me show you that. Let me show you that thing right there, man.
I'm about to go install it now.
Let me show you that thing right there, brother.
Man,
That shit too demonic, man. Look at this. Look scary as hell. Look at that little bitch. Look like she gonna come through the screen and take your soul, brother. I was like,
So it ain't something
I'm just saying, y'all.
It ain't something like we gonna run through this game together, huh?
I don't know.
We're gonna pass on this one. I ain't
Here you
even
go,
gonna
man.
hold you.
Look at this. Look at
We
this.
play
They
Street
want-
Fighter though. I've been playing
Look,
Street
they
Fighter.
want you to put
Yeah,
this on
got
your.
it.
Now, shout out. Let me tell you something. Shout out to the
I done jumped the PC.
I would say this. Shout out to the Blizzard. Look at this, man. Look at this. You see this shit, Mello? They want you to put this shit on your Xbox screen.
Oh
Now,
no.
Noah talking about we fighting the demons. Why would
No.
man, that look like she gonna fly through my OLED and be like, your soul is mine.
Mine.
Follow me to the gates. Follow me to the gates of hell, you peasant. Look at this shit. And then her wings moving. Like, oh man. If y'all know what the Baphomet is, an androgynous demon.
Oh, that shit crazy.
The Baphomet is androgynous, and what that means it has a male and female characteristics. And if you go up there, you see a lot of that in music and movies and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna get it. But if you know, you know why they promoting a lot of shit.
I don't want to know.
I ain't finna get into that. I do not
fucking want to know.
That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation for another show.
Y'all is gonna have me running the church on Sunday. I can't fuck with y'all.
Now, let me say something. Now, who got this thing on their back? In the chat, let me know if you got this thing on your backdrop on your Xbox. I bet you ain't sitting in the dog room with this on your backdrop.
You see what Snooki Jackson said? He said that's voodoo. He said he from New Orleans, and you know they know about some voodoo.
Hey, Black Ron, I ain't saying nothing about no Illuminati or none of that. I'm just having a conversation. You look at Spider-Man and Black Ron, and you two little demon worshiping. Look at she brought all three demons. We got 3 demon worshipers in the chat. And so, we got 4 of them. I thought y'all was a child of God. I thought y'all was 5. Okay,
it's a lot of them.
Okay, it's a lot of you motherfucker demons in the chat. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! I thought y'all was a child of God. Jesus, protect these minds today.
So they missing out, bro. Diablo4 game of the year.
Now, I might be a hypocrite because I did see a lot of good gameplay footage of the game, though it did look fun and enticing. So I might become a hypocrite and buy the game anyway. But I just want to let y'all know that don't mean I'd be supporting demonic demon energy. You know what I'm saying? Now I might just buy the game though. I ain't gonna need cap because it do look fun. You know what I'm saying? I love the top down, approach there, and the graphics look good. And Noah did say you are fighting.
It might be the game of the year.
You know what I'm saying? I think he just said
you're not on their side of joining.
Look at these little demons in the motherfucking chat promoting this background. Oh, why so serious? Oh man. Sebastian Cooper with the 550. 2023, the year Xbox put their boot on Sony's neck. And then what's that? Sidewalks, then dry all year long. What Sony? Ponies are down low. You know it will kill it. Post Sebastian. I don't know what you was trying to say there, brother, but I know what you was trying to say. Sony, some been dry all year long. Ponies are down bad. You know it. Kill it. Post. You already know. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for the support. I got it with the red lights of the Sheba. You ain't shit. Let me tell you something. You ain't shit, brother. You know what I'm saying? After this podcast, I want you to go read the Bible, brother. I want you to find God in your life, brother. Every time you turn that wallpaper on
in the Old Testament,
go find God, brother. So you got that thing on there. You got it, the LED in the back, boy. You is really lighting up your soul with this shit, ain't you?
So he wanted to experience this.
But yeah, man. But shout out to Blizzard. I really do hope that Microsoft acquire you all soon. Rather than later. We do. And them numbers can be our numbers and we can go.
Absolutely.
So when they say so when they ask a question about
right there.
so when they ask a question about What game Microsoft got that sell a whole lot and people play a whole lot?
Diablo.
Diablo4.
Diablo. You ain't never played Diablo. Nope.
Yeah, we
Diablo.
can't look. We can't say that right now. We can't say that right now. But we hopeful that this deal does go through. We can't be
When it
able to
do,
that.
just know we will be posting.
All right, now,
All on Twitter.
All on Twitter. But shout out to them, man. Let me see here. Let me see, where was that at? Did I post it in? Where is it? Nope, that is Noah posting that damn Diablo shit. Fastest seller game on Xbox ever. Where is it? Also, Knockout City servers ended today. Rest in peace to Knockout City.
Good riddance. Bro, we about to have Doom, Diablo, Wolfenstein 3, Quake. That's finna be an onslaught, bro. It's finna be an onslaught. And don't let them show Indiana Jones. Hey, so this is this supposed to be strictly Starfield, or are they doing like showing Bethesda games? Doing the Starfield part.
It's just gonna be strictly Starfield.
It's gonna be strictly Starfield.
They're
gonna do so what's gonna happen is they got the first showcase, which is the first Xbox showcase, which is an hour and a half. I think that might include in a Maxwell Bethesda game. I don't think they're doing the Xbox Bethesda showcase like that.
Okay.
I think it's just probably be incorporated in. Well, hopefully this is what I'm assuming. Then after the hour and a half show, you're gonna go into the Starfield Direct, which is 30 minutes. And then Tuesday, they're gonna do an extended showcase. So the following Tuesday,
Indies.
Yeah. So what they're gonna do is at the extended showcase, that's when they go in depth to what they showed on all the games they showed. So we got a fun week ahead of us. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait.
It ain't go ahead.
Okay. I was just saying, the team that's working on Indiana Jones, they made the Chronicles of Riddick back in the day. It's the same team, right?
What? Don't try to geek us up like that, dog.
I'm dead ass, brother. I'm dead ass. I watched the interview.
I'm just saying, though, you
It's come out of Ty Howard's mouth.
I'm just saying.
So if you like the Chronicles of Riddick back in the day,
I was in this team.
That same dev team working on this Indiana Jones. I wonder if we get to see something. I ain't gonna speculate though. I don't even want to speculate. I just want to be surprised.
Okay, so let me put this on. Let me minimize that. Close out all DMs before I share the screen. I need to put a sticky on my monitor.
Hey, but I gotta rock out a little early tonight, man.
We
do tomorrow.
We ain't gonna be here. All right. I just wanted to get a show in because we probably. Now it says VGC reports that BioWare is reportedly being replaced as the developer of Star Wars: The Old Republic, with EA keen for the studio to focus its resources on the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age games.
This game about to be trash.
What y'all think about that?
Yeah, shit about to be trash. And exclusive to PlayStation, but PlayStation exclusivity.
It's a temporary exclusive.
But it's killing these third-party publishers. These third-party publishers and dev teams, so that shit is killing them, dog.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm trying to read this.
No, really think about it. What's the last third-party exclusive that came out and really did numbers on PlayStation?
What's what now?
The last third-party exclusive. The last third-party game that was either timed exclusive or exclusive to PlayStation that just did crazy numbers, bro.
Final Fantasy 7.
Maybe. But Square
but y'all said
Square might not be a Square Enix.
Oh shit.
Bro, for real though, it's just why is this exclusivity deal really hurt? Are they really benefiting from these exclusivity deals for PlayStation? Because I can't think of the last big AAA game that that got an exclusivity deal locked with PlayStation that like just did good.
Outside of Call of Duty, I don't know.
I mean, that technically that ain't exclusive, but
I don't know,
You know, they
man.
be getting exclusive content back shit, but
Given this, it's gonna be a while before we see it anyway. This shit ain't coming out no time soon. That's why the PlayStation, the ponies took it off their list.
Forspoken sold what 33 copies. I wonder what this Final Fantasy 16 gonna do. I can't wait.
Street Fighter 5 did 9 million units.
Street Fighter 5 did 9
Street Fighter 5 did 9 million units.
Over for how long though?
I thought it was 5 million.
This Street Fighter 6 already bigger than Street Fighter 5, and it just came out.
I haven't played 5, but this one is nice.
Yeah,
it's okay. It is.
Let me see. Let me go Street Fighter 5 total sales.
I ain't really got into the whole character thing yet, but the build your own character, I enjoy that part.
Oh no, it only sold 4.7 million. Street Fighter 5 sold 4.7 million. Well, this is as of August 14, 2020.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They ain't selling no damn
Mortal Kombat. Let me see I wonder what Street Fighter. I bet Street Fighter 6 probably came close to that, if not beat it already. Just being on both consoles.
I know they was gloating about physical sales with PlayStation on social media. You know what? That's typically what they do when they ain't got nothing to play. But
it says Street Fighter hit 50 million. Well, Street Fighter 6 hits over 1 million players in 3 days.
I only can say this though. Only thing I could say is I don't know. I don't know what third party game. I don't be watching Look, man, I don't be watching PlayStation like that, Noah. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I know is them niggas are so down bad. They was in a space for about 3-4 hours talking about Street Fighter 6 sales in the UK.
I be praying on down.
Let me tell you something.
Physical.
Let me tell you something. Them brothers was in the space for about 3-4 hours celebrating that Street Fighter 6 sold sale numbers in the UK, not the United States, not where they lay their head at, right?
Not even digital, physical, bro.
They were celebrating Street Fighter 6 outselling the Xbox on PlayStation in the UK in the space for about 3-4 hours. Like, I don't know. This is the first time that after a showcase, this shit is unprecedented. That they ain't got shit to talk about. Because let me tell you something. They sure don't want to talk about. They sure don't want to talk about that showcase.
Post, me and you shared a couple of DMs, right? And you saw me debating with a particular person that's in the DM with us.
Yes,
right?
I did see that debate.
And he's gonna make an argument that physical sales make up a huge chunk of bro. Physical sales don't even barely account for 10% of total sales.
Oh, you talking about the boardroom lawyer who ain't a lawyer?
Yeah, that guy. Spreadsheets.
The spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets.
Excel sheets.
That dude. Yeah.
Brother that sit around talking like he a lawyer, how he know more than I didn't stud cases with.
Let me take, bro. The day that hey, I love you too.
Fortune 500 companies. I didn't took the stand and snitched.
The day Stadia announced. The day Stadia announced they were shutting down, this man had a premiere up and running, ready to go talk about Stadia's huge announcement coming. He's like, bro, like,
hey, he was live doing it being shut down, wasn't he? He was talking about how
there's gonna be some big things coming from Stadia.
Big things coming from Stadia, and all while he on live talking about some big things coming from Stadia. Motherfuckers on Twitter read about Stadia being closed down.
For closure. Lock that motherfucker up.
I don't know, bro. Yeah. These dudes turn anti-Xbox and just lose their mind, bro. Like Like they just, I don't, bro. He's posting articles that have nothing to do with what we're debating about, bro.
Hey,
Like
I was looking at that. That has, he.
when, hold on,
I don't
let me
know
break
what
it down.
that Game Pass article. Well, they don't know what we're
Games,
talking about, so you got to break it down for them.
Yeah, I'm about to
it's
say, man, I
very,
We're
hate
it's
when
having a
y'all
very.
do all
conversation.
this not giving
Mello
up
don't know
names.
what we're
Shit.
talking about. If Mello
Let me
don't
break
know,
it
the
down.
chat
Let me
don't
break
know.
it down
So break
because
it down for Mello in the chat on what happened.
PlayStation dudes love to use this as an argument, right? For one, we're
Niggas
not even
don't want to
talking
give up
US.
names and shit. Who are we talking about, man?
Go ahead,
Moss,
break.
nigga, Moss. Listen, all right. We're not even talking MPDs. We're talking about UK sales. UK is a smaller
We're
market than
talking
the
about
US.
MM2K Moss.
When
The
these games chart,
Bandit.
when these games chart on MPD, they're rarely selling millions, bro. It's probably a couple 100,000 copies, if that, right? And if you look at the MPD sales, a lot of those publishers have an asterisk. They don't count their digital sales. That's why you don't see certain games, even though they sold successfully. That's why you don't see them charting on MPD because they're only going off physical sales. When they're posting these UK numbers, they're only counting physical sales only in the UK. Physical sales make up about 12 to 13% of total game sales, right? So you mean to tell me these dudes are bragging about games that sold 80% on the PS5, but they're only counting physical in the UK? That's a small fraction of total game sales. That's nothing to brag about. Like if a game, let's say a game was hugely successful that month and they sold 800,000 copies. 10% of that is what? Well, 13% of that, we'll say 80. That's like 80,000 copies, right? So if the PS5 sold 80% of 80,000, let me pull out the calculator.
Oh my
Let me pull out the calculator.
This is the mathematician part of our show.
You might be talking about a PlayStation 5 probably sold 64,000 copies physical versus maybe like 10 or 15 on the Xbox. Xbox, we don't buy games physical on Xbox, bro. Like Xbox started the whole digital thing, bro. Like most people on Xbox, most people in the world buy digital, and even more so on Xbox. That whole buy your games physical thing, that's more popular on the PlayStation. Not to say Xbox dudes don't do that, but you're bragging about something so small just because you see a big ass number like 80%. 80% of what?
80% of what? Shout out to Rob who randomly robs everybody with the $4.99. Off topic, just want y'all opinion on Apple new AR headset. PS hold the line in that damn Greenberg had ponies in they fields this week. Greenberg, what happened? Did I miss something?
No, remember he said we not doing any CGI BS. You ain't
see
no crayon colors.
Yeah.
Game,
We giving in-game, in-engine, or in-game with cinematics. You feel me?
Experience.
Yeah, Greenberg had them 2 out, and what really get them. What really got them. Thank you for bringing that up, Rob. And then I'm gonna let Noah finish cooking. Regarding the mathematician part of this this show. When he came out and told them, Rob, that the YouTube portion of the show is going to be streamed 4K 60.
Okay.
Not 1080p. Not 1080p. Not 720p. You feel me? I don't even want to stream,
He said, y'all finna get the experience.
I don't even want to stream it because if we stream from here, it's going to be in 720p. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, look, I'm going to just give y'all a disclaimer now. If I don't go to the theater, it look like I'm
going to the
theater with my son. You feel me? If I don't go to the theater and we stream this reaction, I'm just giving y'all a disclaimer now. Please watch this show. Watch our podcast. Participate in the chat. But have a second screen where y'all actually watch it in 4K 60 because this motherfucking stream y'all gonna be in 720p.
Yeah.
Extra dusty.
This motherfucking stream. I'm gonna have it. Look, I'm gonna have it on my
tail in this motherfucker.
I'm gonna have it on my OLED, which sit right next to me, so I'll be able to. That's if I don't go to the theater, but more than likely, I might take that trip to the theater because it's an IMAX. It's an IMAX theater too. So you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. But if I do decide to straight up, I'll be at 720p. I'm just wanting y'all now to have a second screen.
That motherfucker gonna be dusty to the
That
mud.
motherfucker gonna be dusty. But they got mad, right? And so the Xbox community was saying, well, if they streaming this in 4K 60, then what does that mean about Starfield? Does that mean Starfield gonna be 4K 60? So it went from Starfield being 4K 60, but to them saying if it's 4K 60, it ain't gonna be shown on Xbox. It's gonna be shown on a PC.
Yeah, that's fine, though.
Man.
Yo, man, the goalpost is always moving with them, bro. The goalpost is always moving. Well, if it's 4K 60, it ain't gonna be running on the Xbox. And now it ain't even
won't
about
be on the ass. It's all
now
about
it ain't
the
even
ass
about the resolution and anything. Now it's about whether what they're gonna show is gonna be running on the Series X or the PC. So we already know what the narrative is gonna be. If this is a great show, right? If this is a great show, and they show the things we want to see in the best light that we want to see them in terms of gameplay, in game stuff, then the argument after the show is gonna be, it wasn't running on the Series X.
You know what's gonna be the first one to post? Oh, Red Dragon.
Yeah,
I don't know what. Hey, bro, I think Red Dragon got J-Dub up there, but I think Red Dragon.
J-Dub is a goddamn. I don't know what the fuck this nigga. He don't got no
Red
goddamn
Dragon
life,
scoured,
nigga.
He scoured the edges of the internet to find bad Xbox news. Bro. But somebody that hates Xbox so much, but he stay posting about Xbox. I don't get it.
He had the memes on deck.
J-Dub.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He be
I
having
think
them
he had them
preloaded.
bitches in his man, bro. He be staying up extra hours at night just to make these motherfuckers.
They'll be up all night, bro. Let me tell you
night,
something.
bro.
All night. Let me tell you
All
something.
night.
The DM win, I don't care. And I've said this before. I don't care what time of the day or the night or the evening. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. You post any Xbox related in the DM, he's gonna respond.
It be 3 of it mainly be 3 of them. It be 3 of them in there, bro. They be up early in the morning.
I'm talking about
Xbox.
You got a DM where I'm talking about from the first start of the morning until you up until a motherfucker go to bed, if that.
Let me see.
Where they
now.
trash Xbox.
Yeah, they
24/7 all day.
Bruh.
This is, and I had to mute the DM because there's 3 people in the DM. Because 24/7, 365, and I'm talking about all day. All day they bombard the DM with negative Xbox news, or they're talking about Xbox in the bad light. And these are PlayStation dudes.
Man.
Well, 2 on my PlayStation. Well, one is I can't even say that because a lot of people don't know. Kratos started out as an Xbox split dude.
They all started off Xbox. They all started off Xbox.
All 3 of these people started out as Xbox.
One of them even had Phil Spencer on his as a screensaver on his phone. Am I lying, Pope?
Stop lying. You lying. Bro, ain't no motherfucking way they had another man as the goddamn screensaver.
Phil Spencer as the homepage of his phone, bro.
Who?
Dude got a wife and kids, bro. Like Phil Spencer was the first thing you see when you swipe and unlock your phone. I'm dead, bro. I'm dead ass. Posting on my line post.
Which one was it, folks? You better not tell me this shit. This is who we go. Who the fuck had Phil Spencer on their home screen as they secret lover? Who did it? I
why you put that up?
I'm about
because he be fucking with me, bro. He be fucking with me. I'm tired. I'm tired of holding back.
Yo.
Who was it? Parker? Which one?
No.
Nah, not Parker. Parker. But
I can say this.
J-Dub? It better not have been no damn J-Dub.
No. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Wait,
I can say this. He's not lying. That grown ass
What?
man.
Oh, y'all gonna tell me who the fuck this was?
That grown ass man, married and all, had Phil Spencer as his wallpaper on his phone.
You know what made him turn coat though? You know what made him turn coat?
What the fuck?
He
Now
he went. Hold on. I think Phil blocked him.
He
On
made
Twitter
a
or something,
tweet.
bro.
He made a tweet. Phil Spencer blocked him. And he's been emotional.
He was just every 10 minutes in this chat.
I'm talking about. So ever since Phil blocked him, he's been. Ever since Phil blocked him, this person has been anti-Xbox ever since, and then removed Phil Spencer wallpaper off his phone.
No, it ain't crap. It ain't crap.
No. Look. No, let me tell you something. This is all fact. No, I put this shit out, so it's out there now. It's out there now. I'm gonna say this though. I'm talking about when I say been in pain ever since towards Xbox.
Yeah,
I'm talking about pain.
And that's what we call him score. We call him scoring, Black Krillin. We call him score. He get mad. But it's the truth though. You score, bro. You score.
You scored. Let me tell you something.
He used to podcast with Z years ago.
I'll see. Noah, you trying to get him investigative information where they can go fast.
Nah, it wasn't fast. It's an Xbox dude. He was Xbox dude.
No. King Thrash wouldn't put. He talk about Phil a lot, but he won't put. He won't put Phil.
I hope he would.
But this was look, bro. This was actually real, and I would tell you this. As much as I'm a big fan of Xbox, the community, the ecosystem,
ain't no motherfucking way.
Ain't no motherfucking way. Then I'm gonna have him
on my home screen
as a wallpaper on my screen. Now you see the avatar I got here with Aaron Greenberg. You know what I'm saying? I did that because that was a thing going back last year where everybody was using that. I just haven't switched it out.
Different,
but that's just an avatar. That's just an avatar.
We talking about the home screen.
You take your phone everywhere, bro. You at work and you unlock your phone.
You open your phone, you see this smile over your
Rob, who randomly robs everybody with the $2. This is a modern day Eminem stand situation, brother. Look, I couldn't believe it when I initially heard about it. Yeah, but bro. It came out the person's mouth.
Wait. How do y'all know he was on the screen?
He said it. He was so mad, but he was so mad that people just like.
I think didn't he do a screenshot too? Yeah. Of his of the old phone. Yeah. It came and that person told us too. You know, that person.
Fucking way, boy.
Let me tell you something.
Every time it's not Moss. We don't already got on Moss.
It's not Moss. I'm gonna tell you this. Every time that we're arguing in a DM, because it's quite a few people that y'all wouldn't even expect in the DM that we be in the DM talking to. And every time we get into heated Xbox and PlayStation conversation, and the reason why I said I laugh because usually what happens in the DM stays in the DM, and Noah just
that rule was broken so many times before.
Noah just totally went off.
I ain't telling you who it is though.
Noah just totally went off script.
I ain't screenshot.
So we screenshotted and put it out there, but this get thrown in his butt.
I'm gonna tell you though.
This get thrown in Buddy's face a lot. This get thrown in Buddy's face a lot, and he gets really mad every time we bring it up too, because it's fact. It's fact. You know.
Yeah. You know, somebody's trolling. Like if he was trolling Xbox, it would have been like maybe for a couple days, couple weeks. Nigga, it's been like it's 2023. When is it? When that shit happened? Like 2018 or something? Bro, it's been like 5 years, bro. He's still going. He's still in his DM going at it, bro. Like, bro, like. Hey, am I lying, bro?
All I know is it better not be a motherfucker I talk to. If it's a
this shit happened. When did this happen? This happened like what 5-6 years ago? Because it's 2023 now. This had been like what around the time the 1X came out. 2017, 2018 ish.
Yeah, you were probably last generation.
5 years, and every day you still like from 6 in the morning to 6 at From 6 in the morning to
Ain't
6
no,
in the morning.
ain't no
I
fucking
mean,
way,
this
boy.
person was hardcore Xbox, but after Phil blocked them.
And they just been there having a good old time.
Emotional
All three of them,
damage.
all three of them.
Let me tell you something. You ain't never had no Phil Spencer or any Xbox exec that's my phone wallpaper. It
I just
ain't
gotta
that
say,
serious, bro.
they be in there, all three of them.
Man,
having a good
imagine
old
my
time.
lady picking up my phone and seeing on the
Fuck that.
lock
Imagine
screen
me
Phil
picking up
Spencer.
my phone and I'm seeing a grown man saying on my shit that I don't
Not
even
even
know,
that,
bro.
no,
Like,
imagine-
looking at my lock screen, seeing Phil Spencer cheesing.
Imagine you in a DM
What?
every day, every morning. You
It's
see
not
three
crap
guys.
gaming. It's not crap gaming.
Yeah,
it's not crap. It's not
You see
crap.
three guys going back and forth, and every 5 minutes, Xbox trash.
It's not crap
Xbox.
gaming.
Like that's the whole conversation, bro. These Xbox are so dumb. Xbox trash. Xbox trash. Stupid Xbox.
That's
Like, bro, like that's
day.
all day, every day, bro. I promise you. Like, it never stops. It never stops.
Certain people left the DM because of it. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It's that bad. Certain people like really left the DM based off that happens every day, all day. Like it's just
excessive.
endless. It's excessive. Yes.
Jada's part of crew, but he didn't have Phil on his phone.
No, Kratos. No. It ain't
That sound like
Kratos.
some Kratos shit.
But he be right there with him.
No,
right there with him.
It ain't Kratos, man. You're not gonna put it. I was surprised Noah even said it, but Noah was like, he keep
work.
Noah talking about he keep fucking with me.
Nah, they were fucking with me.
They keep fucking with me.
Fucking with me.
So, I did not expect that to. I did not expect Noah to just come out and say that. That's why I was laughing.
Grit
and I was laughing because it's
J-Tech, bro. J-Tech got everybody. I think J-Tech got all of us blocked. J-Tech, let me tell you about J-Tech. J-Tech and Big Money was like, Big Money was his right hand man, bro. They used to run a PlayStation podcast together. Big Money bought an Xbox. What happened next, Post?
What'd you say?
Big money and J-Tech.
Hey, Noah, you got this. Noah, just go ahead and give him the tea. I'm just
yeah. Y'all need to hear this, bro. No, but they need to know the craziness.
Noah
of the PlayStation community, bro.
Noah
it's not
just said,
that. It's not that we just be talking trash about.
Put it on the table.
No, we be seeing shit. Look, J-Tech and Big Money, they was in a PlayStation podcast together. They used to stream and just talk about PlayStation and talk shit about Xbox.
It's not Marley Gaming. Let's stop trying to figure out who it is.
Yeah, it's not Marley Gaming.
It's because y'all guessing at this point, and y'all way off. I'm just gonna say this. Y'all are way off.
Oh,
is it somebody I know?
Oh shit!
Somebody I know.
All I'm gonna say is, oh shit.
Hey, Noah, just keep talking. Don't you?
Hold on, wait. Is it somebody I know?
Somebody got it.
Oh no!
The person with the screensaver. Is it the person I know?
Because they was
somebody I know.
with me, Post.
Why would you put that?
Because they kept fucking with me. That's why. Nah, they Puerto Rock. But look, Puerto Rock be in there, but he'll engage every now and then.
Let me tell you something. It ain't none of my business.
Yo, look, real. Fucking with me. Hey, look. But check this out though. Big Money, J-Tech, right? They compadres, dog. They compadres. They got a whole PlayStation show that they, you know how J-Tech. If you like PlayStation, he'll let you on the podcast talk whatnot. But this nigga Big Money bought an Xbox Series X when it came out. That nigga J-Tech blocked him, deleted his phone number, talked shit about him, and that's when Big Money came. Started rocking out with us on Z Channel.
Well, he was over there doing some stuff with King Thugs too, but we ain't gonna talk about that though. But
all them dudes started beefing at one point. I know, like it was him. What was that dude? It used to be called Ryan Professional. I forget his name now, but they all used to be cool. But a lot of them dudes beefing.
But that's crazy though. You're friends with somebody.
Yeah.
And you only affiliate with them because they console of choice. And shout out to Big Money, because Big Money, my bro, me and Big Money still text. Big Money still reach out to me and ask me how I'm doing and how the family and wish, and always sending me positive.
And none of your business. You out, bro. You out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Always sending me positive stuff, man. So shout out to Big Money, but to kind of block this man, unfollow him, and get him off the podcast and delete his number because he brought an Xbox. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that means y'all weren't never friends in the first place.
But it's not a show. It's not for show. It's not entertainment. This is real shit, bro. This is like,
yeah, that shit happened.
They no longer talk. He bought an Xbox. He didn't go on Twitter and say the Xbox is the greatest thing in the world. He went and purchased the Xbox.
Ain't none of my business. I ain't got nothing to say, brother. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna leave that alone.
The ultimate betrayal, bro. But it's the stuff we see, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's where we at, man. But we finna get.
Nah, it ain't Teddy. I see the name, but it ain't Teddy.
Look, man, I ain't finna sit. I ain't finna tell on nobody, man. This brother doing wow. We finna get ready to end this show, man. I'm finna leave it at that. This brother doing that.
Fucking with me, Post.
Oh man, we finna.
Nah, it ain't Z. It ain't Z.
Oh, y'all, you finna have these brother investigate. Look, let me tell y'all something. Do not be DMing me or me on Twitter.
I'm gonna let them do their thing, bro. I'm gonna let them do their thing.
They finna go find out who it is.
Yeah, find out. Let me know, shit. They ass need to be talked about, man. You got a grown man on your screen saying
a couple of them in here. Couple of them in here done figured it out. I ain't gonna confirm who it is, but I'll just say that I see the name.
All right, man. Y'all have.
No. It's not MB.
Rob, who randomly robs everybody with the $2 Apple A. A matter of fact, Rob, we talked about that early in the show, man. It's a AR and let's get this straight. It is an AR and VR headset. It does both. Okay, I know people.
It does.
Wait. It is an
VR?
AR. It's both. It does AR and VR. It's not a see-through panel. It has an OLED screen on the front of it, and it had pass-through cameras on it that allows your face, that portion of your eyes, your face to show up on the front of the screen as if you're seeing through it. But that's just an image from the cameras that's sending a signal to the screen, the OLED screen. It does AR and VR. And the reason why most of the things y'all saw at that show was AR is because there's no VR software implementation that's being done with it, because that day Apple had just released the SDK kits for it. And that's the reason why it won't be released until next year, is because Apple is trying to get developers time and opportunity to go in there and create all type of shit that is AR and VR. So it does both. Yeah. And so that's why it's coming out next year, because ain't no software really built for it. And ain't no need for it to come out now just for you to access an operating system, search the internet, and watch movies. So by next year, 2024, you're going to see all type of AR games, application, all type of VR games and stuff on that thing, man. That thing is incredible.
My thing is this, though, Post. Like, do you think they shot themselves in the foot, though, a little bit?
Hey, dog stalker, you stop. No, I don't think they. I don't think they
just with the price. Because I'm just saying, if you would have sent it out about $1,200.
No, Mello, it's too much.
Them jokers would have flew off. They would have flew off the shelves for that $1,200.
Too much tech. That is a motherfucking Apple computer on your head. That is a standalone. That is, first of all, that is a standalone computer.
Right.
Standalone. You don't need to attach to no MacBook. It don't need to attach to none of that. No phone or none of that.
Got his
it
own
is a
chip,
standalone
OS,
Mac computer. And
iOS, all that.
It's gonna be expensive, but as the years go on and the tech starts to develop more, then the cost of those headsets are going to start to go down. But what Apple did today is, I think what they did today for AR VR is the same thing they did for phones. They fit to revolutionize the AR VR market, because what they did today, you best believe Samsung, Meta, and all these other companies are fit a bite.
Yeah.
They are fit to.
I don't know how close they can get though, because
they
what'd you say, 5,000 patents?
Mainly Apple gonna be eating off some of that technology. It's just like the multi-touch screen, multi-touch. Apple came up with multi-touch. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they patent that. So every phone that has multi-touch, I think Apple get paid for it.
Get paid for it.
Yeah. What they did was they was able to get over a lot of hurdles that other VR headsets weren't capable of doing.
You see what Disney did.
And if you go look at the reviews on that thing, some of that shit there, it does have its drawbacks, right? They
that 2-hour battery lifetime.
That 2-hour battery, right?
That cord
with the battery pack
hanging in the back of your pocket.
But if I'm using that thing, I'm in the house with it. So I don't, and if I'm sitting down using it, I don't have mine plug that shit into the wall. If I'm sitting down chilling using that shit, and you don't even have to have, your hand could be sitting off to the side, and the headset will still be able to recognize your finger movement. It could be sitting on your lap, it could be sitting off to the side of anything, and it's still able to recognize your finger movement. So you could be in the most. It's not one of them headsets where you got to have your hand up for 2 hours just to do stuff. It's like they talk about. It's some things on that thing like they're talking about. They are way ahead of the game.
Integration with the PC or with the Macs. So when you got something going on with your screen, you can actually grab it and bring it over to your man. That shit.
Look at the Mac. He said you could look at the Mac. You got cameras on the front. You got cameras on the front that's able to take 3D pictures and all types, all that shit that some majority of the stuff they showed in the demo, people actually got a chance to do in real life. So they weren't capping on some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff they actually got a chance to do. And from what I read from reviews is that it is way, way ahead of anything that's out right now. Way, way ahead. Way, way ahead.
And Apple TV gonna look crazy on that though. So I'm just thinking about the content. They got the MLB contract. Disney just came through.
They got the soccer.
Then you got the original shows and soccer. And the NBA.
And shout out to T-Mobile. Shout out to T-Mobile who just gave me a season of MLB and a season of MLS soccer for free.
Oh, shout out to them.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. So look, man. Yeah, man, it's a credible headset. I do want to read some more up on it, Rob. I do want to, because the people who used it, they couldn't take video footage of it or anything like that while they was using it. Yeah. So I do want to wait till reviewers actually get their hands on it and then really kind of stress test it to see what it's capable of. But so far, what
they did say, it is heavy though.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's heavy on the head. That's why the battery pack. Yeah, that's why the battery pack in the pocket. They couldn't sit that motherfucking battery pack on top of that thing, and it's already that heavy. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking neck will be tied to the motherfucker.
It's just that cord. I don't know. It's just me, but that cord just turned me off when I seen it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the technology behind it, but when I saw, I'm like, what the fuck is that sitting behind that lady back in her ear? And then I realized it was the battery pack.
It's just a battery pack. That's cool. That won't bother me. But you're gonna get third party. The thing is, you're gonna get, and I hope Apple do open this up to third party in terms of the battery pack. Where you can probably
a lot of third parties,
third party where you probably get battery packs that's 3, 4, 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say,
longer battery life.
If they would said about 5 hours, I'd have been like, cool, because that's a decent flight. You know what I'm saying? You going somewhere, like going there or back or whatever the case may be. But it's gonna just imagine people walking around in the city with that on. It's finna get crazy as hell out here, bro. Tech wise, it is about to get crazy. But that device definitely, Well, that's what we was talking about too, Post. What do you think the Apple Care gonna be about? Like what, 200, 300 for Apple Care?
I don't know.
Cause
I
you
don't know
coming
because
out the
they
door,
got.
that bitch about 4,200.
I don't know how they're gonna do Apple Care on that, given how expensive it is. But it'll probably be for a year. Well, Apple Care, it depends on how they do it. I know with mobile, you could do up to 2 years, but you could also do monthly. And if you pay monthly, you have Apple Care for as long as you want it, as long as you pay monthly. And then every year, your incidents, because you get 2 incidents of accidental damage. Every year those renew. So if you use up your 2 incidents of accidental damage in a year, the next year they're renewing. You'll get them back, and that happens as long as you're paying monthly for Apple Care. With the Max, you get I think they got monthly for Max as well, but it's a little bit more. But they
Yeah, it's
also
more for
have
the
the
Max.
standard where you can pay and get up to 3 years of Apple Care. With Mac, I don't know what they're going to do with the headset. Is it going to be? Is they going to do it like the Mac with the 3 years, or pay monthly, or is they going to do the 2 years like they do on the mobile side, or if they might do something totally different? Given how expensive it is, I think they're going to do something. I think they're going to do something totally different.
Real quick, did you see what they did with Apple Pay?
No.
You know, they taking over what PayPal and them was doing. You know how when you can buy something online and you can do like 4 installments?
4 installments? Yeah.
They took that whole entire program and put it on the Apple Pay.
Oh, yeah.
So now you can do 4 installments as long as the website accepts Apple Pay. You can do 4 installments.
Yeah, that's fire. I've used that with PayPal. I've used that with PayPal a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And I did it despite having the money to pay for it. But sometimes it's just good to just pay it out in
it's just scary,
smaller
though.
installments.
Yeah, because you know he's doing the Goldman Sachs bank account. Now they turn around. Apple is about to become a bank within itself.
Yeah, but we about to get up on out of here. We thank y'all for supporting. I just wanted to do a quick show about on today's update. I do got this update. I aced my final exam yesterday.
Oh shit!
Oh,
congratulations!
That was Saturday. No, that was Monday. No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I had my final exam yesterday, and I aced it. So thanks, brother.
Boy.
Thanks, man.
Why?
Cybersecurity and stuff like that. So now
so you in it? You going and rolling?
Well, they want me to go into the extended course, which is going to go all the way into next year, 2024, and most likely I'm gonna look like I do it because we're talking about anywhere from 109,000 to maybe 130,000 a year, depending on which position of cybersecurity you get into. So
you jump into right.
Yeah. So it's a space that is thirsty for people to get into because they need cybersecurity it's an area that's really lacking right now. That and coding, it is really lacking right now. And so cybersecurity jobs, all the jobs that they showed us is 100,000 and up. I didn't see no job under 90. Everything I seen was 100,000 up, either 130 to 150, depending on how many years you have in it. It could go even higher. So yeah, and they're thirsty for people to get into that field because they're trying to hire 3.2 million people in that field. 3.2 million people. That's how serious this is. So thank y'all for the support, man. So now since that's done, I can start focusing on getting guests on the show. It's really time for us to start getting all the people on the show that supported us So in the next couple of days, I'm definitely finna work with Noah and Mello to get specific time slots. So when we do the shows, we do it on the days where everybody can be available and we can get the guests on and we can rock out. So stay tuned for your favorite content creators showing up on State of Gaming and us having fun and having a fun conversation, man. Only dream I'll get J Dub on here. J Dub will come on here and clown. But if you want me to get Kratos on here, I can always reach out and get Kratos on here. That's my brother. So y'all have a good night, man. Please be safe, man. And we out.
Peace.
It's a few people probably praying on my downfall. Good on my own, I don't wanna be around y'all. I'm impatiently waiting so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking round
I done
off.
walked in must small, still tall against the giants. I ain't never been complaining, I promise I'm too defiant. I ain't never crossed my niggas, ain't never turned my back, but been unfaithful to my chick. Where's the integrity in that? My bank account been overdrafted, the struggle's upon us. That's the type of shit that lead niggas right back to the corners. I'm like a walking contradiction, saying fam to the ops. They took the bag off the same thing that damaged my pops. I watched the churches spread lies and forcing blind allegiance. Been at peace since 2010 when I stopped worshiping Jesus. Still confined, left in the lurch, depression was lurking, my tactics changed. I swear that old one just wasn't working. Man, you fuck niggas be tweaking like they really be on it. Like I won't give you the whole stick and see my P.O. in the morning. I ain't monogamous with hoes, I keep a bed full. Flying off of 2 Zans and 2 cans of Red Bull.
It's a few people probably praying on my downfall. Good on my own, I don't wanna be around y'all. I'm impatiently waiting so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking
I keep it
round
on me
off.
at all times. Ain't afraid to burn them. Run up on him in traffic and put a couple in the sternum. Certified. You other niggas happy with fables.
Every time I come in the kitchen,
I'm in the kitchen bumping dope, man, with crack on the table. I can feel the vibes, only hating niggas to knock it. Hit the block with a snub stuffed deep in my front pocket. Off of no goals, you can tell them lame niggas quit fronting. I've been up for 2 days, thinking I'ma miss something. Phone doing stupid numbers. I'm in the right venue, fucking hoes, counting cash, living off the dollar menu. My trip keep me live, the sauce keep me living, hustle keep me paid, allegations kept me in prison. I got it made, man, I've been in special ed. I want all my niggas home. From the state to the feds, I do it for the bottom, the morals and application. More than an adoration, it's all for the affirmation. What you thought,
It's
though?
a few people probably praying on my downfall. Good on my own, I don't wanna be around y'all. I'm impatiently waiting so I can sound off. Drawing from the hip so I can get this fucking round off. It's a few people probably praying on my downfall.
Stay the gaming, baby. We are gaming.